We're up at the front of the property in the edge of what we call the orchard, and it's great morning sun here. But we're right up against the road, so if we get some traffic and some road noise, I'll just stop. I apologize in advance. But this is where I want to plant a fig tree. We've already got it potted, and it's up a good 3 feet, and it gets this great sun. This is a beautiful spot for it. I spread this compost pile out, and I piled it up this high. And it has rotted down, and I'm ready to plant. I've got my soil conditioned, but I also have a fire ant bed right in the middle of my compost pile. I don't want these fire ants here because, one, they're going to affect the tree's ability to be able to produce fruit. And second, my children are going to get in fire ants every time they come over here to pick figs. The downside loss is too great. I don't want it. Are they viable? Are they good for something? Yeah, the chickens love them. They're here because of God's design, but I don't want them here, and I'm going to get rid of them. Sorry about that. And we're going to do that by I'm going to take 1 part of boric acid, which is just roach killer, the white powder, and I'm going to blend that with 1 part peanut butter. I'm using the peanut butter, one, because the ants like the peanut butter. It also covers the smell and the taste of the boric acid. 1 part boric acid, 1 part peanut butter, and 1 part water. And I blend those together. I heat them up in the microwave so that everything melts, and then it recongeals back into a paste. So the boric acid is embedded in this paste. And before I do this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull the pile back. They're going to stir up a little bit, and then I'm just going to drop balls of this boric acid peanut butter mixture down in there, and they'll carry it down and they'll feed on it, and it will kill them. Before I do that, I wanted to make an analogy here that God's chosen people were the Israelites. And there were other tribes, nations of people, the Philistines, the Moabites, the Canaanites, that were a danger to the Israelites. They, in a way, their influence was deteriorating the fruit that the Israelites could produce, the fruit of the Spirit, the fruit of righteousness, their holiness. They brought disease into the camps. They brought immorality in the form of adulteries and idol worship. They interfered with the relationship that God could have with his people. And God didn't want them harmed, the same way that a daddy doesn't want his children harmed, the same way that a daddy wants the children to be able to pick fruit and not be bitten by fire ants, the same way that when I plant this tree, I want this tree to flourish and to grow. God wanted that for his people. And so these inhabitants that were at the antithesis of that had to go. It wasn't because he hated them. It's because he loved the Israelites more. I love my children. I love the production of this tree even more than these ants. I don't hate the ants, but I love something more. So when you're reading the Old Testament and you're looking through that and you say, there's a lot of destruction here, we have to look at why God was doing that. Why he was protecting the Israelites. Because he was protecting the line of the Messiah that would save all men. And in the process, those that don't want to serve him have to get out of the way. That's part of what God does. Amen? Amen. Seats? Platz? Platz? Bleiben. All right, let's do this, and then I'll get the dog out of the way at the same time. And there we have our fire ants. And there we have our bowl. And just as easy as that, they're going to pile and they're going to take that down into that nest. feed on it, and it's going to kill every one of them. Amen? Has to be done because I love something more. Indeed. Amen.